Hey, running back Emperor 2K, Saquon Barkley here. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with everyone. My Eagles just beat the Rams in a gritty snow game to punch our ticket to the NFC Championship game. Cowboys fans right now are upsetty spaghetti that the NFC Championship game will be between two NFC East teams. I am ready to go to the Super Bowl and win this ring. Anyways, fly, Eagles, fly.
The Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Los Angeles Rams 28-22 in a gritty snow game, a close snow game. Very interesting snow game. Man, that was close. It went down to the wire. Respect to the Rams. Respect to the Rams organization. And also, prayers go out to the people in LA that are dealing with the situation over there with the fires. Prayers to you. Man, what a fucking game, man. There is a lot to talk about. I am very, very surprised on how the Rams were able to come out here and play in the snow. Holy shit. Like, they were too effective almost. If you started watching the game, it was, typical game. Jalen Hurts gets a rushing touchdown to start things off, and then Jake Elliott misses the extra point. Then the game goes on and progresses from there. 13-10 at halftime, and the snow really started going down. Of course, Saquon Barkley with two big as hell runs. If he's not the best running back in Eagles history, I don't know who the fuck is, because it's Saquon Barkley. You knew the ground game had to be impactful, and this game was going to be won on the ground. And guess what? The other thing you knew is that whichever team turned over the ball first was going to be the one to lose. It got to a point where you sat down in the game and were like, whichever team turns over the ball now is going to lose the game. And that, of course, was Kerryon Williams on a carry, turned over the ball, and then Matthew Stafford as well, turned over the ball. But interestingly enough, Eagles couldn't capitalize on the Kerryon Williams turnover. So guess what freaking happens? We settle for a field goal, which, by the way, props and congratulations to Jake Elliott for silencing the haters. Seriously. A lot of people have been talking trash about Jake Elliott. Oh, he's washed. He's not this. Bro, he just kicked 3 field goals in the snow to guarantee your victory and guarantee your spot in the NFC Championship game. Like, give this man credit. Let's talk about Jared Verse or whatever. Verse. Whoever number 8 is on the Rams. That dude is a stud. He was the one that talked shit before the game, saying he doesn't like Eagles fans. He doesn't like the green and white. He gets upset about it. And he came out here and was very, very impactful. He did not get shut down. He did not get clamped up. He was a game wrecker, and he was doing his thing. A thing that surprised me a lot is Matthew Stafford accuracy and just the Robinson, Nakua, and Cups just catching in the snow. But they were playing like they play in the snow every year. Like they were playing like they play in Buffalo every year or something like that, man. They was catching everything. I'm like, oh my God, like how is this happening? Of course, big play Slay had an impact. He had a couple deflections. And Zach Bond, who should win the Defensive Player of the Year this year, made an impact in this game. Deflections. He recovered a fumble. Yeah, this was overall a great defensive game by the Eagles. Gave up a couple big plays, I guess, but listen, Quinyon Mitchell was injured in the first quarter and left. Didn't come back, and that was a problem. Nakobe Dean's out for the rest of the season, so we won't have him. So they were the Rams were exploiting that very quickly. And yeah, Quinyon Mitchell, I hope he is back for the next game. I hope he's back for the next game because he kind of has to be. Also, Jalen Hurts got rolled up on his knee and just apparently wasn't the same for the rest of the game. He didn't run the ball once that happened. I hope he's okay and fully healthy for next week's game. And who's our opponent next week? Oh yeah, that's the Washington Commanders. That's the Washington Commanders. Why is that the Washington Commanders? Because they beat the Detroit Lions, giving the Philadelphia Eagles a home NFC Championship game. We have home field advantage to the Super Bowl. And even though we are banged up a little bit, and even though we have some injuries on the roster, this should be a really, really easy W, and we should be headed to Super Bowl 59 to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Because I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will be in Super Bowl 59. Yeah, really, really tough game, man, and it was tough. But the Eagles did it. The Eagles came through and won. Looking forward to the Washington Commanders. Am I scared or afraid of Jaden Daniels? No. Listen, it is not Jaden Daniels' time just yet. It is not Jaden Daniels' time just yet. He beat a good Buccaneers team in the first round, and then he took advantage of a really, really injured and banged up Lions defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed. We have the best defense in the league, and even though we might not have Nakobe Dean and we might not have Quinyon Mitchell maybe for this game, I don't think they're going to be needed to beat the Commanders at home. It should not snow this bad next week against the Commanders, but even if it does, I'm picking the Eagles because who's going to stop Saquon Barkley? Who is going to stop Saquon Barkley? The answer is absolutely zero individuals, no one. No one's going to stop Saquon Barkley. That the Commanders' defense is also not that great. People forget their defense gave up a lot of points in the regular season, and you give up a lot of points to the Lions, even though Jared Goff's coming out here and throwing 3 interceptions, and you still gave up 35 points, I think it was. So yeah, like I said, Commanders beating the Lions guaranteed the Eagles an appearance in Super Bowl 59. Hope Jalen Hurts is good and gets better. And I hope we get Quinyon Mitchell back. But yeah, a very close game. But what can I say, man? Fly, Eagles, fly. On our way to Super Bowl 59, where we will face the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, one more thing before I go. Oh, this is hilarious. You Cowboys fans are on suicide watch now. You Cowboys fans are on witness protection program right now, because the NFC Championship game is going to be played between 2 NFC East teams, and one of them is not you. The Commanders making it to an NFC Championship game after changing their name twice before you could is hilarious. Because the Commanders made it, now the Cowboys have the longest drought of the NFC Championship game in the division. It just keeps getting worse and worse for the Cowboys, and I love it. I'm going to be here next year for the 30th anniversary of the Cowboys, once again missing the NFC Championship game, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Overview for next week, we will beat the Washington Commanders pretty easily in Lincoln Financial Field and book our ticket to Super Bowl 59.